Hello, my name is Chris Hammerla. I'm an aquatic invasive species coordinator with Golden Sands Resource Conservation and Development based out of Stevens Point. This video will help you understand how you can use the Clean Boats, Clean Waters Watercraft Inspector Protocol when you're out contacting waterfowl hunters. It's really not that different than doing basic summer meetings with people at a boat landing when they're out boating or they're fishing. The only difference is that there's some different equipment that waterfowl hunters use. So this video hopes to show you what some of those pieces of equipment are and just give you a little bit better understanding of what the waterfowl hunters are out there doing, which will in turn show you different speaking points that you can use as you contact these people. There are a lot of great users out there of our resources, and this is just another opportunity to help show some people how they can prevent the spread of invasive species in Wisconsin. Now that you've gotten a chance to see what waterfowl hunting is like, we'll give you a closer look at some of the tools and the equipment that waterfowl hunters use. Hopefully you'll get a little better understanding of the speaking points about cleaning equipment to help prevent the spread of invasive species. Dogs are often something that we forget to talk to hunters about when we think about preventing the spread of invasive species. Fur can hold mud and seeds, and the vest the dog is wearing can also have plant vegetation stuck in it or on it. Why does a dog even wear a vest, you might be wondering? Well, it helps keep them afloat, protects them from getting poked by sticks, and also keeps them warm in colder weather. So be sure to speak to hunters about cleaning their dog and the vest it's wearing before they go hunting in another place. Most duck hunters use decoys. Decoys are put in to attract the ducks. That may seem pretty obvious, but once again, when it's time to pick up the decoys and head home for the day, there's a couple of speaking points that you can talk to them about stopping the spread of invasive species. The anchors are most particular. Anchors can collect mud, plant debris, and other material. This should be cleaned off before the hunter leaves the area. Decoys have what's called a keel. These happen to be aqua or water keels, where water can go inside this hole, and it helps keep the duck floating upright when the water is rough. Other keels are closed by the manufacturer, and those aren't as hard to worry about cleaning, but with the aqua keels, making sure that plant material isn't stuck inside the keel is very important. Sometimes decoys get shot or are cracked and they take on water, so it's very important for duck hunters to remember to drain all the water out of their decoy. This might sound difficult at first, but all that's really needed to do is either patch your decoy so it doesn't take on water, or you can take a small drill bit, drill a hole in the tail, drill another hole in the tip of the bill. That way, if water gets inside of the decoy, you can simply tip the decoy upside down. The water can drain out either end, and the other end will let air in to allow the decoy to drain quicker. Decoy bags are another item that hunters should think about cleaning off. Many hunters might be floating their decoy bags as they're hunting, and those decoy bags can get full of all kinds of plant material, mud, snails, and other items. This is a mechanical decoy. The wings move to help attract ducks to come in. They are typically placed on a pole. Some of them come on a floating unit, but a lot of them come on a pole that gets jammed into the sediment. So another speaking with duck hunters is when you're talking to them, mention to clean off the pole that they're using that gets jammed in. You can see how lots of mud can get accumulated on the pole, and also water can be stuck inside the hollow ends, so these should be drained and thoroughly cleaned before the hunter leaves the area. Waders and footwear are another very important speaking point when talking to waterfowl hunters. The treads of footwear can harbor mud, seeds, and small aquatic animals. This is where our boot brush that we're giving away really becomes an important part. It's one thing to speak to people about how they can prevent the spread of invasive species, but it really helps them out when we give them a tool that'll make their job easier. Not only can the tread of the footwear have invasive species, but also think about the waders themselves. Neoprene waders stick really well to seeds and mud, so these items should all be cleaned before going to your next hunting spot. With waterfowl hunting, things to consider is it's just a plain dirty sport. Pretty much everything's going to be wet and muddy. So taking the time to clean out your canoe or kayak or other boat is really important. One final thing to talk to waterfowl hunters about when speaking about preventing the spread of invasive species is whether or not they used any vegetation for camouflage on their watercraft or their equipment. Remember that all aquatic plant material needs to be removed prior to leaving the landing. Here are a few examples of items that we like to hand out to waterfowl hunters to remind them to prevent the spread of invasive species by cleaning their equipment. The item on the top is a red bird band, which has a Stop Aquatic Hitchhiker logo on it, and reminds people to inspect, remove, and drain the water from all their equipment. Below is a boot brush with a nylon brush and a steel brush, as well as a pick attached to a lanyard. These items again not only remind the hunter to prevent the spread of invasive species, but also gives them a tool to do that work. I hope you find this video helpful. Thank you for your time.